Hi everyone, my name is Alexi and I'm a professional ballroom and Latin dance teacher in Hollywood, California. I'm here to help you answer all of your questions about ballroom and Latin dance and help you discover everything that's fascinating and fun and crazy about partner dancing. Welcome to Dance Curious. So today we're going to be talking about Latin dance shoes. What do they look like? What are the characteristics of them? And when do you need them? Okay, so if you've ever gone dance shoe shopping online or in person, you know that there's a lot of options, right? It can be kind of bewildering, to be honest, because, don't get me wrong, it's fun, but there's just wall after wall of shoes, and a lot of them look very similar, and you kind of don't know, if you're just starting out, what exactly it is that you're looking for, right? So, today I'm going to help you figure that out. But let's start by first talking about when you even need Latin dance shoes, okay? For starters, anytime you are dancing a ballroom style dance, like waltz, foxtrot, tango, any of those big sweeping traveling dances, you are not going to want to use Latin dance shoes. But basically, almost any other time you are, with the exception of a few club dances such as the Lindy Hop, which oftentimes favors like a flatter shoe. Okay, so with that out of the way, and if there's anything that you're unclear about with that, feel free to comment below and I will be happy to clarify. But let's go ahead and let's take a look at our first shoe. We'll start with the women's Latin dance shoes. So give me one second, I have it over here. Okay, so this is a women's Latin shoe. This is my own personal Latin dance shoe, so please forgive me for the scuffs, okay? I think it's actually doing pretty well for as long as I've had it. So I want you to notice a couple things, right? So first of all, this shoe, I'm going to turn it in different ways so you can see it. It's very sandal-like, isn't it? Right? It's very strappy. This is very common, okay? We've got this little buckle, this little hook around the strap around the ankle, okay? It's got a pretty high heel. This is common for Latin dance shoes, okay? Most common is going to be 2.5 or 3 inch, or most popular in any case. This is 2.5 inch. So that's standard. You can get lower heels than 2.5 inch or 3 inch, but they're going to feel more like practice shoes. They're not going to give you quite the same amount of hip action that you would otherwise have. Okay, another thing I want you to notice that the sole of the shoe is actually extremely flexible. Okay, this is important because it allows us to roll onto different parts of the foot on purpose and to feel the floor really well, and also to point our toes, because that's going to be something that we're going to do a lot in a lot of our Latin dances. Okay, this is going to be different from a ballroom shoe. We'll talk about that next time, but this degree of flexibility is distinctive. Okay, and of course, I'm not going to show you too much of the bottom because it's messed up by now, but the bottom is suede. Yeah, that's about it. You can get them in all sorts of different colors. Probably skin tone is the most popular, but you can get them in every color under the sun, different designs. They're not all gonna look identical to this. Okay, let's move on to our men's dance shoes, our men's Latin shoes. Okay, so a friend of mine lent me his shoe for the purposes of this demonstration. You can see that this is pretty much like a man's dress shoe, right? But with a very noticeable amount of heel. This particular heel is, I think, 2 inches. It could be 1.5. I borrowed it from my friend, not my shoe. But the reason we have this is because in our Latin dances, the men as well as the women, they have a lot of hip action. And heels help you create hip action, right? Is this one of the same reasons women wear heels on the street, or anyone wears heels, right? It's not only does it make the legs look good, but it allows your legs to swing differently, your hips to move differently. And that's the effect we're going for, even for the men. Now, it's not going to be sky high. It's not going to be spindly. As a leader, you're still doing a lot that's kind of grounding for your follower as she's doing like crazier things, okay? but you're still gonna have that extra height. It's also flexible. It may not, there are gonna be degrees of flexibility for your shoes, for your Latin shoes, okay? Some of them are gonna have like a reinforcement here so that the bridge of the foot is supported, even though this lower part is still bendy. It's gonna be the same for the women's shoes as well. Like you're gonna see some variants. They may not be all quite as flexible as this, but some degree of flexibility is important. Like the followers, you wanna be able to feel different parts of the foot. Apart from that, it's leather, right? Suede bottoms. Not as much to say about men's Latin shoes as women's because the difference between men's Latin shoes and men's smooth shoes isn't so wide, but you definitely won't see a heel this high or this much flexibility. On the topic of colors, for women's shoes, you can get pretty much any imaginable color. There are lots of different designs. You can get different textures. I've seen snakeskin, there's satin, there's flat leather, like you see, like whatever you call it. There's suede. For men's, you're a little more limited on your options. Black is by far the most popular because men's Latin pants are almost without fail black. But you can also get other neutrals. Black and white is pretty easy to find. White, sometimes even brown. And if you're determined enough, you can get custom colors. I think that's everything for today with our Latin shoes. If there's anything that I didn't explain completely or that you're still curious about, feel free to comment below and I'll take a look. Also, thank you so much for listening. As you can see, I'm a new channel, but I have a lot of content that I'm really excited to share with you. So if you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe. It helps a lot and it's good for me to know that you're listening. If you like other social media channels, I've got the normal mix of them in the box below. And I also have a website with a blog, like fun quizzes, things like that, so please check that out. And thanks you so much again. I look forward to seeing you next time.